Hey guys, it's Devest. There was a new update for Cash Cleaner Simulator a few days ago, so I decided I would show how I play the game and give some commentary for my actions to explain my rationale for them. Let's get into it. This was actually a spur-of-the-moment thing to start with. I was checking out the new features with the update, like the ability to sort counterfeit bills with a machine, when I noticed the biggest payout I have ever seen in a job in this game before. I was making room for a new extra large money sorter when I noticed the gig, so I started the job while I was still cleaning up. Now I like to use cash I have already sorted to complete my jobs as soon as I get them. That way I don't have to worry about whatever time limit it might have, and I can use whatever combination of bills I want, instead of using the money I am given to complete the job. For this job I needed to supply $200,000 in a sports bag. So I bought the sports bag, and then filled it with 5 stacks of $100 bills and 1 pack of $50 bills. All of these bills are clean, dry, unmarked, legitimate and perfectly organized in order to maximize the bonus rewards I earn for completing the job. Now let me explain why I use those bills specifically. A stack is when you have up to 100 bills wrapped together with a piece of money tape. A perfect stack is specifically when you have 100 bills all with the same value taped together. If that's the condition of all the stacks you send in, you get the perfect stack bonus. A pack is when you have up to 30 stacks wrapped together in plastic. A perfect pack is when you have 30 perfect stacks wrapped together. So 3,000 bills all with the same face. A perfect pack of 50s is worth $150,000, since it's 3,000 50s. So I could throw it in the sports bag and get the perfect pack bonus. I used 50s because a perfect pack of hundreds would take me to $300,000, negating my perfect stack, and the exact money value bonus. I could have used a pack of 10s or 20s and filled out the sports bag with more hundreds instead. But I prefer to use the largest value bills I can for any job. This is because it takes the same time to sort bills regardless of their face value. A pack of 20s and 14 stacks of hundreds takes longer to sort than a pack of 50s and 5 stacks of hundreds. You also have to consider these containers only have a limited amount of space. In the case of the sports bag, I believe it can hold 70 stacks max, but I don't know off the top of my head. So certain bill combinations wouldn't work to hold all of the money for the single delivery bonus. So I set my stacks on individual plastic pallets next to packs made of the same bill to keep them organized. There's 16 stacks in each row on the pallet, so 2 rows mean you have enough for a perfect pack, like you can see here with the $10 and €20 stacks. I recorded this after cleaning up the piles of money I had sitting around. That way I could show the process for cleaning and sorting the money from start to finish, using the money provided from the job I completed in the last clip. There was also a nice and easy European job that I did off screen. It was worth like 6,000 crypto before bonuses, and that's how I got the second bank bag. I forgot to record it though, but it followed a similar process as the 8,000 crypto job. First off, I am going to cut open the bank bag. If you open these bank bags from the zipper, it will set off dye packs which will stain all of the bills with ink. The only way to currently clean them is by hand with a sponge, and trust me, it takes forever. The bank bag money exploded when I started taking stuff out. Too many entities, I suppose. Bank bags in particular are vulnerable to this happening. Next I throw everything from the bag into the washing machines. Though I don't open the other bag because I don't want to mix 2 different currencies together. I wash all of the money I get because you will usually receive a mixture of random money stacks and loose bills. Money stacks can be cut open with a knife, but it's very tedious and takes a lot longer than just throwing it all into the washing machine, which also removes all the money tape and turns the stacks into loose bills. We got about 5,800 bills from that bag to sort through. And 4,800 euros. Once the money is finished washing, I pull it out in big handfuls of 300 bills at a time to make a big stack on the floor. At the same time, the trash, in this case paper trash, falls out of the washing machines with it. I can separate the bills from the trash quickly, by grabbing the pile of bills and then running it over the area where bills and trash are mixed together. The pile will pick up the cash but leave the trash, allowing me to scoop it up and throw it in my paper trash box. Trash is actually the most difficult thing to sort in this game. Though I use mitigation strategies that make it look easier. We also obviously want to dry the cash after washing it. You can sometimes get money that is wet but not dirty in this game. In theory you could just dry it then. Though in real life I tried drying my clothes after they got wet without washing them and I ended up caking the inside of my dryer with mud, so I think that's pretty unrealistic. Next I take it up the stairs here so I can filter out marked bills, with these marked money sorters. I use the height difference here to make it easier to tell what money has and hasn't been filtered for marked bills. And even if something did fall, since it falls over such a large area, it makes it easier to detect, since it's more likely to remain uncovered where you can see the red marks under ultraviolet light. That's why there are no normal lights on here, by the way, just these standing ultraviolet lamps. It makes it easier to focus on the details of the bills, their security features, and any marks stand out more. Unfortunately, it doesn't work as well during the day because you can't cover the roof to block out sunlight. I'm also splitting the bills into 2 piles so they can feed 2 marked money sorters each, doubles the speed at which this task gets done. I should have spent less time trying to get this perfect and more time processing the euros while this was going on. That would have made it go faster. This is all a moot point because marked money only spawns on jobs where the customer specifies no marked money. If you remember, the job we did said no counterfeits. So it had counterfeit bills in here but no marked ones. Still, I try to make a habit of processing all of the money for marked bills just to be safe. I'm compulsively checking to see if there are any good jobs available while I am cleaning up the euros. If I had remembered, I would have taken the jobs asking for cash in a case because I have a bunch of those lying around I want to clean up. Same thing with the decorated boxes, medium boxes and extra large boxes. While I am thinking about it, I also put a bunch of pallets at the bottom of the tube where everything is delivered to you so that it would catch it, instead of allowing that stuff to fly all over the room. Apparently wooden pallets are like magnets. This is also trash, but it's plastic trash instead of paper, so it has its own box. I'm not sure what the logic is behind a container being full of unsorted money and computer keyboard letters. I get the shell casing since this is stolen money we're cleaning for criminals, but most of this trash doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, it seems like there is only one type of trash in any single container of dirty money you get. So I try to avoid mixing money from different containers in my washing machines unless I know they are the same currency and they have the same type of trash. Also, I use extra large boxes for storing the trash instead of pallets, so that I can leave the lid on the box and it won't collect any wayward trash that lands on top of it and ruin my perfectly sorted piles of trash. That's why I make sure to close the lid when I'm done too. The euros are ready to be sorted for marked bills, but I need to get all of the dollars out of the way so the two currencies don't mix together. The reason I am so particular about avoiding mixing different currencies is because I set my money sorters to filter one currency at a time, so if I keep the money separate then it will sort faster. Otherwise it will spit out bills that it's not set to collect and then I have to pick them up and load them into another machine for sorting. They changed the noise the cash sorting machines made with this update. I actually own my own fancy cash counting machine. Because people from German-speaking countries feel safer paying for a 5-figure purchase with cash instead of using a card or check. It actually has vocals though instead of making beeping noises when it's done. The banknotes spit out to the side are counterfeit. You can tell because they lack the security marks that glow under ultraviolet light. Money sorters can be set to automatically reject them after this update. Before they always did so. I don't know how realistic that is. As far as I know, money sorters operate exclusively by scanning security features. So they shouldn't be able to tell what a counterfeit bill is trying to impersonate. Putting the money pile on top of the sorting machine means that it will instantly feed into it, instead of having to go back and forth throwing handfuls of money into the top. Saves you the extra work. But keep in mind that once a money pile gets too small, it dissolves into loose bills that fly everywhere and make a mess. Hence why I pull the small money pile off the top of the machine and manually load in the rest of the bills once it's low. Sometimes the sorter spits out good bills when it doesn't automatically stop on a full stack quickly enough. Nothing to worry about, just throw them back in the top. $10 bills require secondary processing because there is only 3 slots on the extra large money sorter. This is one of the reasons the euro is my favorite type of banknote to sort in this game. I also like the euro more because its smallest bill is a 20 and the security features are easier to see on a stack. The dollars have a strip that is covered by the tape. Additionally, yen are equivalent to a cent instead of a dollar or euro in terms of value, so everything has 2 extra zeros on it, which I find annoying. Though in due time the euro and dollar will be devalued enough by inflation that the cent will be obsolete too. I realized after I threw those 50s on the ground that I could have just pocketed them and then picked up the 50s on the pallet to quickly make a pack. So that's what I did with the hundreds. Now we're done sorting the cash, but I've got a few more jobs to clean up before the video ends. First off, we've got the counterfeit bills to deal with. Thanks to the update, I can just set an extra large sorter to accept counterfeit bills and use that to organize them quickly before putting them on their pallets. Now we've got a new type of job where someone wants non-denominational marked money of a specific type. Good thing I don't throw anything away and I have a bunch of marked money because I have been collecting it. Now I have a reason to actually use the settings on the marked money sorter instead of just filtering all of it. Then once I get a stack of it, I just throw it on the ground and pick up the number of bills I need to complete the job before throwing them loose in the container and shipping it out. Oh, by the way, the unknown marked money is the stuff that looks like it has tomato sauce or ketchup stains on it. Like some fat Italian was using it as a napkin. Finally, check out this wacky job offer I got. It would require me to sort through 33,000 bills. Even with my money hoarding, I don't have that much yen saved up in 1,000 yen notes. They also expect me to stuff it all into a medium box which has a max capacity of 6,000 bills, so I couldn't get the single delivery reward for it. To top it off, the reward is middling compared to other job offers I got. I think I will make a follow-up video where I talk about what I think the developer should do to improve the game. Until next time, this has been Devest.